2 in the SEC. Meanwhile, Mississippi State 11-10 on the season, 4-7 in conference as we are underway here inside Barnhill Arena. And the first point goes to the Razorbacks due to a service error.
It's going to be really important for Mississippi State to serve aggressive, get Arkansas out of system. You know, you never want to miss this first serve, but you know, sometimes you got to get after it.
Hannah Hogue stepping up to the line for the Razorbacks out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Set out of the middle. That does catch the line as Mississippi State quickly able to side out.
That's Rebecca Walk. You know, we talked about her in the open. Middle is typically a more efficient position versus your pan hitters, right? You're setting the middle on a better pass, or you're typically in a better situation, so Mississippi State is going to try to run that middle as much as they can.
That was the 105th kill of the year for Walk, coming off of a lackluster performance at Missouri, as Maggie Cartwright making her presence known on the slide attack.
Cartwright's been doing such a nice job on the right side. She can really do it all. You know, she started her career as an outside hitter, now moved over to the right side, but play that Arkansas really loves to run at a serve receive is that slide attack. So she's going off of 1 foot, so that's kind of reminiscent of a middle as well. So she can really play any position up there.
High set, cross court, dig coming from Sophie Agee.
Nice high swing from Agee.
Agee had 9 kills on 29 attempts in the 3-set loss in Columbia on Friday night. Added an ace and 2 digs. A short serve handled by Gillen. Hogue targeting Taylor Head off the top of the block. Mississippi State able to slow it down middle. One-handed spear by Hogue. What a snag. Head rolls it over. Smart decision. Kill Taylor Head.
Nice court awareness from Head, but what a fantastic dig from Hogue. Just sticking that right arm out there. You know, the ball only knows angles. It doesn't know if you have 1 arm or 2 arms. So the way that she was able to just, it looked like she had 2. The pass was so great. Nice set from Cartwright to give the Head for the kill.
Arkansas with the early 3-2 lead, cross-court dugout. That was Hogue again. Middle, pushed away as Sanaya Williams just goes up and forces that ball through the court.
Yeah, you could see the Arkansas bench wasn't particularly thrilled with that call. Was it too much of a push or a lift? But as long as your hand is behind the ball, you can push it as hard as you want.
As long as your hand's behind the ball, as long as it's what the referee calls it as well.
It is a subjective call.
It's kind of like the 2 hands these days as they've loosened up those rules around the NCAA as well. Another service error gives a point back to the Razorbacks. It's already 2 service errors for Mississippi State in the first 7 points here in set number 1. And Cartwright plays it over. Tracked down. Mississippi State's going to have to play the free ball. Jackson, Hogue targeting Taylor Head. Attack error, point Bulldogs.
It's not something that we typically see, Head hitting it into the nets. You know, sometimes you see the ball sailing long. She's going after those high hands. Not sure, maybe that set was a little bit too fast or Head was a little bit too late, but you can see Hogan, Head talking about it, trying to figure it out early in this first set.
Mary Neal out of Marietta, Georgia, the future of the Bulldogs defense, getting some time as Head into the block. Courtney Jackson able to keep the ball alive. Cross court, Gillen tracks it down. That was Carly Schmidt for the first time. Big swing, great effort from Mississippi State. Mary Neal able to track it down, but the Razorbacks side out.
Nice rally on both sides of the net. Bulldogs are in a 5-1. That gives Arkansas the ability to load up on the outside. They got a nice first touch on that first ball, making it easier for Head to get that kill.
Taylor Head out of Winter Garden, Florida, has played in the starting rotation ever since she was a freshman. That ball rolled over. Hogue back set. Pettis on the slide. Pushed over. That's a good vision to find that, but Arkansas there and waiting. Gillen off the top of the block. Jackson, Hogue going for Pettis again. First touch, second touch. Mississippi State continuing to give fantastic defensive effort, but it's the same result, another point for the Razorbacks.
Like you said, really nice effort. We saw a couple one-arm dives, but Arkansas ultimately coming away with it. Really nice play from Arkansas going back-to-back in the middle to Pettis. Like that choice from Hogue, especially when she's in the front row.
Pettis 190 kills on the season coming in as Schmidt able to terminate down line.
Nice swing from Schmidt. That's a really fast ball to the outside. Arkansas likes to do the same thing. It's that go tempo. The set almost doesn't even really have a peak. The outside hitter just kind of picks it off.
So now Williams with a deep serve. Gillen skies to get the kill.
Of course, a nice swing from Gillen, her first kill of the night. Gooding after those high hands. That's the money shot right there. We love to see, a ball that's swinging and hitting the 10-foot line and bouncing to the ceiling, but that doesn't happen a whole lot, especially on a double block, so you're going to go after those high hands.
Jada Lawson, service specialist, coming in out of the middle. That's a quick attack as Mississippi State able to side out. That was Walk again with the kill.
A lot of back-to-back points. Nobody's getting ahead, really. It feels like the rallies aren't super long either. It feels like it's a pass set kill. Both teams are really efficient out of serve receive. No long service runs.
Home for Gillen, another kill for Jill Gillen, but you talk about not a lot of rallies. It's back and forth scoring. This was the issue for Arkansas at Georgia. The Bulldogs were able to keep Arkansas from going on extended point runs, and that's one of the reasons why Georgia was so effective in that match.
You're right. Arkansas wasn't serving quite as aggressive, it looks like, at least from my point of view, against the Bulldogs, and that got them in trouble a little bit, especially when you're a little bit of an undersized team. Serving is typically one of your strong identities, and it wasn't quite there, but I'm sure they're looking to dial it up a little bit this afternoon.
Amina Shackelford gets the kill. Arkansas is first in the conference in aces per set, serving tough, one of the Razorbacks' specialties. They'll need to do it again today as they are undersized at every position compared to Mississippi State. Gillen gets up with the best of them. Set. Did it get the hands? No, it did not. Long off of the hand of Sophie Agee. Razorbacks with a 9-7 lead.
Again, we're just going back-to-back, both teams siding out at incredible percentages. Arkansas is siding out at 100%, so Mississippi State hasn't served twice in a row with the same player yet, keeping it really tight.
Bulldogs siding out at just a measly 87.5%. Middle attack walk. There's a Mississippi State side out. Back and forth we continue to go.
And, for a little bit of context, if you're siding out at above 60%, you're pretty much in the clear. So the fact that we're seeing these crazy numbers of 85 and 100, even though it's still early, it's still been almost 15 points here. So that's pretty crazy stuff.
Hogue looking for Zoe Evans, pushes it wide. That ties the game at 9. And the conversation about the side out percentage goes to the larger conversation of the service numbers, because Jason Watson very adamant about that's not a binary stat. You can't really tell from a 1-to-1. He said, we go by side out percentage. As long as you are siding out at 8% or better than your opponent, that's what we consider quality service. And that is a quality kill from Maggie Cartwright, going with the finesse.
Cartwright with 2 kills and no errors already so far. But you're right, we don't get all of the service box score stats as we would like, or we get the whole box score, but we don't get what it really looks like. Of course, that is an ace right there from Courtney Jackson. That's pretty easy to see in the box score, but what we don't get to see is, was the pass off the net? Was it too tight? Was it really low? Those are the things that don't show up, but of course the team's track. Maybe one day we'll get that in the box score so we can talk about it a little bit more.
I told Coach Watson, give us all the stats so that we can talk about them. That was the 28th ace of the year by Courtney Jackson. As Cartwright cross court, great dig by Orther. Slowed down at the net. Jackson looking for Cartwright. Another fantastic dig. Orther with a beautiful platform. It's going to be played over by Mississippi State. Hogue calling for it, has to tip it back. Head, smart decision. Back set, into the block. Longest rally of the match. Williams called for it. Gillen to Hogue, setting up Cartwright. Finesse again. Maggie Cartwright finding that spot. How good is that vision to find that open court?
It is, and the tip gets to be a better and better option as the rally gets longer and longer. You can typically find the defense on their heels, right? You're a little bit more tired, right? Like you said, it was our longest rally of the match. Nice court awareness from Cartwright. She's a 5th-year senior and shows it.
Shackelford trying to cut it a little bit too fine. And now, so Arkansas with a chance to get the sweep over Florida this year.
Like you said, it feels like a completely different season, but it's the same girls that are out on the court, so it just goes to show, they've been playing together for a really long time. They're really comfortable with one another, and they're just getting better and better as each game goes along.
Jackson, another line drive serve, hit deep in the court. Gillen able to handle. Back set, Cartwright off the top of the block. Myrick was there. Middle attack, dug out by Hogue. Head going finesse, Mississippi State able to read it that time. Down line, another dig. Nearly an overpass, but a point for Mississippi State out of the timeout.
Nice work from Mississippi State. Dig was so close for Jackson, but just a little bit too tight to the net. You know, when you're digging, especially at this level, the velocity is, or the hitting velocity is so fast. You're aiming for about 10 feet off the net. Kind of save you from those tight passes.
Well, Shackelford able to get the kill to stop the 4-0 run, and then turns around in the third service error by the Bulldogs. Keeps it a 4-point Arkansas lead. We talk about that veteran squad. Jason Watson said this team has been playing together so much for so long. They do things in the game that we've never even discussed in practice. I just let them go. And Shackelford attack error. Point Razorbacks. Oh, rather that was a block out of bounds. I was very close to the net, so it is a point for the Bulldogs as they side out. It's a fine line between what's in the net and what hits the hands.
It is, and you know, at least from where we're sitting, we can't see that sideline right there.
Mary Neal, deep service. Hogue looking for Head. It's blocked back. Tracked down. Head able to get to it, plays it over. Mississippi State can set their offense. In comes Schmidt. That was a big swing for the kill.
Really big swing going down the line. So it was a fast set, fast swing, and when you're hitting down the line on the outside pin, it's just such a short amount of distance. The block wasn't all the way there, so really tough thing to dig for Maggie Cartwright back there.
Taylor Head has to come forward as Pettis off of the slide finds some space for the kill. Point Hogs.
Love that swing from Pettis going deep down the line. You're seeing a lot of middle attacks from Arkansas, which I really love. We obviously know that Arkansas is a big pin hitting team. See Pettis really getting involved early in this first set.
Service error by Taylor Head. Pettis, of course, the transfer that spent last year at Mississippi State, played in 26 matches rather, for the Bulldogs a year ago, was fourth on the team with 162 kills prior to coming to Fayetteville. Pettis that time going finesse. Great get by Orther. Pushed over. Hogue setting Pettis in the middle. Another kill. 16-13 Razorbacks.
This is awesome, especially as Pettis rotates to the back row. You know, you're trying to get her as many attempts as possible, and I mean, rightfully so, right? She's hitting over 500 the middle. I've said it a million times, but it's so difficult to defend, right? Even a bad middle attempt or a bad middle swing is can be sometimes better than a pretty good outside swing, because the angles and everything else just makes it really hard to dig.
Pettis hitting .352 on the season as Gillen off the top of the block. Schmidt terminating swing, point Bulldogs.
Schmidt really making herself known on the outside pin. 3 kills already, hitting over 500 as an outside hitter. Taking another look, doing a nice job splitting the block there, recognizing a little bit of a hole.
Orther, the senior out of Windermere, Florida, on the service line as Gillen gets up. What a dig. That ball's coming at her fast off the top of the block. Hogue behind Cartwright, able to make the adjustment. Shackelford into the block. Denied, point Razorbacks.
Evans has been a really great blocker for Arkansas so far this season, but man, Orther in the right back position has been doing fantastic digging. You know, setters aren't typically known for their defense, so, you know, sometimes they are, but Orther, I mean, she might come away with more digs than Barrow at this point.
Orther came into the match with 125 digs on the season, has already recorded 5 here in this first set, as Mississippi State refusing to let Arkansas pull away. It's just a 2-point Razorbacks lead, 17-15. The second service error of the match gives it back over to Mississippi State, and trading service errors back to back.
Both teams really getting behind it, or getting after it rather, serving wise. And I mean, rightfully so, both teams are hitting at such a high side out percentage that sometimes you have to do that to make things go your way a little bit.
No one is going to serve more aggressively on this court than Jill Gillen, the all-time aces leader in Razorback program history. Over to Shackelford. That was a long set. Far off the net, point Arkansas. It's a 4-point advantage.
Nice eye work from the Arkansas block, recognizing she's going for that tip. So making sure once you identify where the set, so getting a taste for that, and of course that prepares you a little bit better when it comes tournament time.
Exactly. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. Arkansas has been doing their best to climb up the SEC rankings, pushed over from the finesse. Hogue, back set, Cartwright, cross court into the Mississippi State bench as the Bulldogs once again able to side out of the timeout. That's the second time Mississippi State has come directly out to get the point. That's a nice adjustment there from the Bulldogs. And it puts Lauren Myrick, the graduate senior out of Louisville, Kentucky, on the service line. Hogue tracks it down, head, tools the block for the kill. Arkansas the first to 20.
What a great set from Hogue. So she's in the back row. That set was high and tight, so she goes up with the one hand to keep it on her side and delivers an almost perfect go set to head. So, head is able to stay in rhythm to get that kill.
Anna Hogue has been 30-plus assists in all 24 matches this year, to give you an idea of how good she has been. As head terminates down the line, Arthur in the right position, just couldn't get it back on plane.
Kind of talked about it earlier. When the outside hitter is hitting line, the ball is happening to you, I guess you could say, so quickly, right? There's not a lot of distance between the hitter and the defender.
Already the fourth kill of the match for Taylor Head on 9 attempts, hitting .333. Courtney Jackson out of Olathe, Kansas. Cut the top of the tape, rolls back over, service error. So both teams hamstrung a bit by service errors here in set number one. That's the 7th combined service error. Push deep. Hogue looking for Pettis on top, puts it away for the point.
So we see that push from Pettis. We saw it a little bit earlier from the Bulldogs. So Coach Watson isn't particularly thrilled. We talked about it, as long as your hand is behind the ball and pushing the ball forward, you take another look. Is it a carry? Is it not? It's always, up to the up official. Not one of those things you can challenge.
Jason Watson pleading his case with the down official. And Timothy McKinnon, our down ref today. Ball don't lie, as they say, or as the flag goes up, rather. That ball very close to being in. Back-to-back points for Mississippi State.
Yeah, at least from where we are. I thought that caught some hands, but I guess not.
That's why we're here, there. Mississippi State, a serve error. And that does indeed make it 22-19 in favor of the Razorbacks. Cartwright sends it over. Middle attack. Kept in play from Gillen Hogue all over the court. Gillen goes finesse. Played back. The crowd wanting a double hit. But Mississippi State able to get the point. It is now a 1-point set here as Mississippi State has battled back to make it.
Yeah, the crowd is not happy about that call. So as long as the first touch is a block, you can touch it again, but it feels like everybody in Barnhill thinks that that first touch was not a block. So a pretty clear double it again. That's not for us to decide.
Another attack error from Taylor Head. Mississippi State back within one. Caitlin, does Arkansas look a little bit rattled to you here over the last few points?
It feels like it a little bit, but Head's still smiling. You can still see some smiles over there. They're a veteran squad like we've talked about it.
Hogue goes over on 2. Middle attack coming. Jackson able to get there. Hogue, high set, or rather that was a set for Hogue. This time Hogue targeting Taylor for the kill, and the crowd erupts inside Barnhill Arena.
Yeah, some crazy playing on both sides of the net, some big digs. Have some players playing some positions that they don't normally play. We see this really great set from Hogue to Head. Again, when they're in system, it's really unstoppable.
Attack on the outside. Shackelford Razorback into the net. That may have been Jill Gillen.
Yeah, That one was an easy call. The net is still bouncing, so I think we're all confident in knowing that there was a net violation on the Arkansas side.
Sanaa Williams, deep serve. Hogue for Gillen off the top of the block. Neal has it. Orther tracked down from head. Gillen rolls it over. Bulldogs targeting Schmidt off the top of the block. Head misplays it. We're tied at 23.
Some big swings on both sides of the net. Schmidt, really great swing going after those high hands. Head goes to jumps at it because pass that kill. But now we're getting those big digs, and Bulldogs are just playing better for a little bit longer, and the points are just falling their way.
14 kills in the first set for Mississippi State, 13 for Arkansas, as it's 23 all here in set number 1. Williams, the serve handled by Gillen. Hogue tracks it down. Goes to Gillen, cross court for the kill. Jill Gillen, when you need a kill, you know who Arkansas is going to.
Totally, and I mean, that wasn't the best pass in the world. It was about 15 feet off the net, so it makes for a set that was about 7 feet off the net, but somehow, some way, Gillen makes it look like it was right on top of the tape and she had no block.
Set point Razorbacks. Lawson, handled by Myrick. Long set over to Schmidt, terminates as Mississippi State able to fight off the set point.
Schmidt is having a heck of an afternoon. 5 kills on 8 attempts, hitting over 600 as an outside hitter. She's really been that go-to player for the Bulldogs so far. Schmidt
had 5 kills in the entire match at Missouri. Service error, and a costly one because it gives the Razorbacks set point number 2. It puts Hannah Hogue on the line, the junior from Fort Smith, Arkansas, just down the road from here in Fayetteville. Serve was handled. Orther tracks down Mississippi State, going to Schmidt again. Hogue, back row attack, Taylor Head, punched away. Mississippi State tries to track it down, but Neal will come up short as Arkansas outlasts a late run by Mississippi State in set number 1. The volleyball.
I mean, I'm sure I would put some money that, you know, at least in his first couple steps, he's going to have a volleyball in one hand.
Well, Coach Darty Dennis has built Mississippi State into a contender in the SEC, the 2021 SEC Coach of the Year, after the Bulldogs made the NCAA tournament. Coach Darty Dennis spent 4 years as the head coach of Jacksonville before heading to Starkville. Quick attack. First point of the set goes the way of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. That was very similar looking to the first point of the match of set number 1. And once again, mirror images of one another as it went kill, service error, and another service error. It's 1-1 here in set number 2. Already Mississippi State 7 service errors compared to 0 aces for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you talk about wanting to be consistent. Probably not consistent in that way, though.
A service error from Jill Gillen makes it 2-1 Mississippi State. You hear players talk, or coaches rather, talk a lot about 1-to-1, and Caitlin, I know we've talked about 1-to-1. Jason Watson said, let's be honest about it, it's probably closer to 1-to-2 when you're looking at service aces to service errors. That's a top spin serve that had some dive on it as Cartwright goes off the top of the block. Myrick, Orther leaving it for Agee. Myrick for Agee a second time. Jackson able to get to it. Hogue brought it back off the net. Evans puts it away. Point Razorbacks.
I have no idea how Hogue stayed out of the net there. She did it like a matrix move a little bit, and really great job by Evans getting the kill off of this unique set, right? It's set as almost as a 2-ball. So we typically see middles run really fast. It's usually a 1-tempo set. That one a little bit higher. Nice eye work to wait a little bit longer to get the kill.
Jackson not able to get that one as Mississippi State able to side out. I love that you referenced the Matrix because I was thinking it, but then I was wondering if I was aging myself and whether or not people actually remember the Matrix.
Oh, the Matrix is timeless.
Well, this one could end up being an instant classic as set 1 went the way of the Arkansas Razorbacks, 26-24. Taylor Head finding some space just inside the court. We're tied at 3-all.
Textbook great kill there by Head, finding that deep corner. No one was there.
Taylor Head leading the way for all players. 6 kills in the match for Taylor Head. 349 on the season. She's passed the 350 mark with her 6 today. Back set, Shackelford. Jackson's there. Gillen puts it up for Head. Block back. Head a second time. Mississippi State not able to get there. Arkansas with their first lead of set number 2.
Of course, that was a great swing by Head, but really nice cover from Pettis. Giving Head another opportunity. She got stuffed, almost stuffed on that first one, but Pettis was there. It's not something typical of a middle blocker to be a great cover, but shows how athletic she is.
Cartwright just past the far line. The flag went up, but they have called point Arkansas. Is the down ref overturned that, or was it the up ref?
The opposite. So the down, or the line official called it out, and I think the down official also called it out, but ultimately the up ref has the last call, and he called it in.
Well, Mississippi State choosing not to challenge, so it does stay with the Razorbacks as the high set over to Agee. And this time she's turning to her bench saying, I got the hands. And Coach Darty Dennis does have out the green challenge card. Hasn't given it to the down official yet, but it does appear that she will challenge the call, as Sophie Agee thought that she got a set of hands as that ball was on its way out of bounds. Caitlin, did you see anything that would warrant a second look at this?
I did not.
With this program since coming, the call is in and the call will stand. No touch, point Razorbacks. Coach Watson, 125 and 100 at Arkansas, 71 and 71 in SEC play. With a win today, would move over 500 for his conference record. I always enjoy the time that we get to spend talking to Coach Watson. I feel like I always learn so much in our conversations.
Totally, you can tell he really has a passion for the game. I know he did a graduate degree recently and something to do with learning and motor skills, and it really ties into coaching. Clearly, I don't know the official title, but he's so passionate about it and really translates to how well Arkansas is doing on the court.
Amina Shackelford able to side out. We need to get the information on that, because where do you find time to do a graduate degree while you're coaching a Division I sport full-time? I barely had one do one when I was a student. How about the vision from Pettis to find some space in the corner?
Pettis doing a really nice job on that slide attack. It looked like the ball kind of got away from her, so really nice court awareness, just pressing that ball over to the deep corner.
And Pettis making her presence felt already. 4 kills on 7 attempts for Sanaya Pettis. The transfer from Mississippi State. That's a big swing from Shackelford. Man, did she get up.
What a nice play. She's in the back row, but it certainly didn't feel like it. She was in a one-on-one situation, goes down the line. Really great court awareness. And yeah, I really can't believe she was in the back row for that one.
One of 4 transfers on this Mississippi State roster. Shackelford played last year at Butler as Gillen has it blocked back. Gillen will go again. That time able to get the drain, point Razorbacks.
Gillen kind of sneaking it through. We see with Hogue in the front row, we see a lot of Pettis running behind, so that's splitting the block, hopefully putting Gillen in more one-on-one situations. Maybe that blocker is a little bit late because the middle blocker has to respect Pettis, and Pettis is going behind.
Lawson subbing in and makes the service error, but the service sub, Caitlin, it's one of the most difficult assignments in all of volleyball.
It really is. It's tough. Folks always say you have one job, but you only have one job, so kind of all eyes are on you. You're cold from the bench coming in, but Lawson typically doing a really nice job with her role so far this season.
Kind of similar to a pinch hitter in baseball.
Right, very similar.
Gillen with another kill. That is her 6th of the match. No errors for Joe Gillen, coming off of another double-double. She had a team-high 16 kills and 10 digs in the loss at Georgia. Hogue, deep serve. It's handled by Myrick, tracked down by Orther. Had to play it over. Hogue going pin again. Cartwright blocked back. Nice reaction from Cartwright. Still able to put it over. It's Cartwright quick to get up off the floor. Schmidt denied. Maggie Cartwright and Zoe Evans in on the block.
What an awesome block by Cartwright. You could really tell her hands were low and over. They pressed just so far over the net. Perfect timing, perfect block.
Block solo from Maggie Cartwright, but how about the sequence of events for her to get up, get back out. Jill Gillen jousting at the net. That was
That's a
easy
tongue
for me
twister.
to say. Yeah, that's one of those ones where they have you warm up before you go on air.
Jill Gillen jousting,
Yeah.
doing a nice job with the.
We're just going to go on to the next point they already have. Maggie Cartwright out of the middle puts it away.
Talked about Cartwright being able to kind of do it on all sides of the net. So she plays on the left pin for one rotation. She runs an X, which is that 2 ball in the middle that we just saw. And, of course, her home base on the right side doing a really nice job as well.
Jason Watson cannot say enough good things about Maggie Cartwright and how much she has grown since coming to the University of Arkansas. Has really worked herself into a 6 rotation player as Walk has to make the adjustment. Head. Very similar looking shots, but Taylor Head gets the kill.
Nice work from Head. It seems like the Bulldogs are struggling a little bit defending the tip, so I'm curious to see if they make any adjustments, maybe have their wing diggers pull up a little bit, because Arkansas has really been successful with that tip.
Gillen, line drive serve, one of her many variety of serves, as Walk out of the middle gets the kill.
When the Bulldogs get a good pass, you can expect it to go to those middle blockers. Walk doing a nice job, staying really efficient, hitting over 600 with 5 kills.
Walk came into the match 5th in the conference, hitting .357 as that serve well out off of the hand of Carly Schmidt. That's the one thing if you're Mississippi State you really don't want to do, especially down a set, is give Arkansas free points and the chance to start to make scoring runs.
You're right, especially with this back-to-back siding out. You want to, of course, to get any type of lead, you have to take a couple serves at a time. So when you're missing that first serve, it makes it hard to string together those points.
I almost had it.
Oh, man, that would have been really nice.
I will tell you from personal experience, that ball had some pace on it. That was moving hot. Ugh. I was so close. It was right here.
It was.
But you can see why I wasn't a college setter. It's fine. Walk, that was hot to handle for Jackson. Easy overpass for Taylor Head, but she overhits it. Point Mississippi State. You would have had that, though. I know.
I don't know. I'm retired.
You had the last one the last time we were here.
You're right, though. That one did have a lot more pace, though. I'll vouch for you on that one.
Appreciate it. Mississippi State trailing Arkansas by 5 here in set number 2 as Taylor Head able to go off the top of the block. Razorbacks continuing to side out at a high percentage. They've got a set and a 6-point lead here in set number 2. Everything going the way of the 8th ranked Razorbacks. Well, basketball certainly big on the Hill. Arkansas had a big exhibition against Purdue earlier this month as the attack error off of the hand of Sophie Agee extends the Arkansas lead to 7. Eighth error of the match for Mississippi State. Cartwright, tough serve. Mississippi State able to handle high back set. Shackelford had it blocked back. Agee, big swing. Hogue able to get it back off the net. Head with the kill. And Hannah Hogue, her physicality and flexibility at the net is so impressive.
Yeah, you're right. You said it best. I've never really heard of somebody being flexible at the net, but she is. She somehow finds a way to keep the ball on her side, especially with these really tight passes, but stay out of the net at the same time is just really not an easy thing to do.
Agee has to play it over. Gillen calls for it. Hogue, quick set out of the middle. Pettis again. Sanaya Pettis continuing to add to her kill total. It's a 4-0 scoring run by the Razorbacks.
Pettis doing such a nice job. So not only does she have 6 kills, but so if there's a way to cut down on the errors while also serving more aggressive, which typically is not how it works, I would say that would be point number 1. But just even making the easy balls a little bit less easy. So when you have to give a free ball, maybe giving it to the setter, hitting those deep corners, because Arkansas is just really making it look easy right now.
I'm Dorian Kraft. She's the former Miami Hurricane setter, Caitlin Vogrance. We are happy to have you with us here for this Sunday SEC volleyball between the 8th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Arkansas and Mississippi State split the series last year in Starkville. Mississippi State took the first before Arkansas took the second in a 5-set match. Overall, though, this has been a series that has been dominated by the Arkansas Razorbacks. 56th all-time meeting between the two as Orther's tracked it down. She's been busy today. Gillen, free pass, overpass, and that's an easy put away for AG.
Yeah, not a typical overpass for Gillen, like you said. That's too easy of a ball, putting Hogan a tough situation to try to get some hands on it.
5'8" Hogue against the 6'2" AG. One-on-one is not a good recipe for the Razorbacks. It's a great one for the Bulldogs. Quick set head. Shackelford was there. AG off the top of the block. Undiggable ball. Another kill for Sophie AG.
Talked about Mississippi State making those adjustments, and Shackelford did. We saw a lot of success with Arkansas with the tips, but she was right there underneath the block, not going down the line, so playing that rotation defense, and that makes it so Arkansas probably shouldn't be tipping as much.
Taylor Head able to tool the block as Arkansas sides out. 8-point Razorback lead. You take a look at the way that Mississippi State runs their offense, though. They are very pin-centric, but it's pretty even between Carly Schmidt and Sophie AG. Both came in over 690 total swings on the season. This middle, that was Pettis again. AG off the top of the block, able to be slowed down. Hogue looking for Pettis on the slide. Bounced around and hits the ground. Point Razorbacks, it's 20-11.
Talked about Arkansas maybe not tipping as much, but Pettis still finding a way to get it done with that tip. I feel like the tip is happening so fast that even if you're right there, it's still difficult to get the dig.
Pettis hitting .545 in the match. Line drive serve from Head. Myrick plays it forward. AG trying to go high hands, gets the referee instead, and he gets a round of applause from the fans inside Barnhill.
It was a perfect dig. Anna had to move maybe a foot.
Maybe that's what I needed to do on mine. I needed to go high hands dig instead. I tried to set it. That was
exactly
the problem. And Taylor Head, line drive ace. That one had some extra speed on it. Just another look at the referee. There he goes.
Perfect. You know, I said it earlier, but the ball knows angles as long as you're there.
Standings. It's been a little bit of a surprise that Georgia being so far down, early season struggles, but as coaches will tell you, it is all about playing your best volleyball at the right time of the season, and now is when coaches really want to see players turn it up.
Totally. You know, we're getting in that last third of the season. There's no better time than now.
And Mississippi State, no better time than now to try to get back here into set number 2 as the Bulldogs trailing number 8 Arkansas 22-11. Arkansas already took set number 1, 24-26. Mississippi State made a late run in set 1. A little bit bigger challenge, and it gets even tougher as Gillen and Pettis get in on the roof.
Really nice eye work from both of the Razorbacks there. Knowing that, you know, she's in the back row. Shackelford does a really nice job in that right back position, especially when you have your setter in the front row. That becomes even a stronger of an option.
5-0 run for Arkansas. High set, cross court. Taylor Head was there. High ball. Hogue tracks it down. Gillen goes tip. Shackelford waits for it. Played over. Hogue, Pettis on the slide. Myrick able to track it down. Great job as Shackelford has to play it over. Hogue, Head out of the back row, very close to that 10-foot line. Goes over on 2. Jackson able to get there. Gillen puts it away. Set point, Arkansas.
What an awesome rally. There was a couple times that I thought it was going to be over, but some all-star digs keeping it alive. Nice job from libero Jackson. Just at the last moment, stepping in somehow, and it was still a pretty good pass, even off of that one arm.
Jackson with the great dig for Arkansas. Lauren Myrick with another phenomenal sliding dig in the back row for Mississippi State, but the Razorbacks in control here in set number 2 as Taylor Head will serve for the set. Deep serve, it's long, and Mississippi State lives to play another point, but it is still a 12-point Hogs advantage. That snaps a 6-0 scoring run. Mary Neal, the freshman, back on the service line. Plays it over. Gillen misplayed on the receive. Head had to track it down. Orther looking for Schmidt. Oh, going to Gillen. Just long is the call. Gillen immediately looking at head coach Jason Watson, and he will challenge that call. Gillen looking so confident that she caught him hit. And so Jill Gillen committed. There is indeed a touch, and Jill Gillen confident as ever as Arkansas in complete control. Smiles all the way around on the sideline for the Hogs. 8th ranked Arkansas on top of Mississippi State. Sweep Mississippi State to get back in the win column and pick up their 11th conference win of the season. Back row attack, Taylor Head. Arthur there to dig it out. Schmidt deep into the court. Hogue looking for Gillen, blocked back. Mississippi State throwing up the roof. Rebecca Walk working with Amina Shackelford.
Shackelford doing a really nice job setting up that block. You could tell she identified where the ball was, and then all of her eyes were on Gillen to be able to press low and over the net.
Just the second block of the match for Mississippi State. That's the one category that they come in besting Arkansas. Schmidt times it up, rolls it over. Miscommunication as Hogue and Evans run into each other. Mississippi State gets the point.
It's always unfortunate as a middle blocker. You're coming down from the block. You have to turn, identify where the ball is, and then, you know, there's no room on your right side because the net is right there, so it's hard to get out of the way sometimes.
Caitlin, did you tell your middles to get out of the way nicely?
Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just have to push them.
Gillen through the block. Arthur in the right spot. Not able to corral it. Arkansas sides out. I've been really impressed with Arthur's court awareness in movement. She's gotten to so many balls even when she hasn't been able to come up with the dig.
You're so right. She is doing a really nice job in that right back position. It's typically a weakness for a lot of teams, so you'll see a lot of hitters go after right back, but she's been doing a really nice job. I'm surprised that she wasn't able to get that dig.
Schmidt able to get the kill with some emphasis. Puts it away. Mississippi State out to the early lead here in set number 3 as Avery Fitzgerald rotates in. Fitzgerald, a little bit of a homecoming for her, played at Fort Smith Southside. Teammates of Hannah Hogue, both in club and at high school. Hogue, cross court for Gillen, right into the block. Mississippi State keying in on Jill Gillen.
You can see it. They have a strong block against Gillen. All 4 arms are just really pressed low and over. A couple stuff blocks early in set 3.
Same combination of Walk and Shackelford. Serve goes off the top of the net. Gillen still not able to beat the block. That's 3 straight attacks from Jill Gillen that have run into the Mississippi State block. What does Gillen need to do differently?
Got to get after those high hands, but it's tough in this situation right now. Arkansas is serving off the net. Hogue feels like she has to go to Gillen, so all eyes are on Gillen, and makes it hard when everybody knows that the ball's going to you.
Shackelford. Gillen returns the favor.
Yeah, a little bit of a taste of her own medicine for sure. Sometimes, you know, when one part of your game isn't working, that's a perfect opportunity to dial it up a little bit in something else, and I'm sure that feels good to get a little bit of momentum as she goes back to serve.
For all of her offense, Jill Gillen second on the team with 8 solo blocks. Tough line drive serve. Shackelford keeps it alive, but it's an overpass from Maggie Cartwright, who puts it away deep in the court.
Nice work from Cartwright staying out of the net. Those overpasses, you know, we typically regard them as easy, but sometimes it's easy to get in the net, so nice job just getting that nice deep kill.
Mississippi State still with a 2-point advantage. Arthur calling for it. Shackelford has to play the free ball. It's outside the pin. Attack error by the Bulldogs gives the point to the Razorbacks.
Gillen is really getting after Fitzgerald on serve receive. She's a front row outside hitter. She just rotated in the court right from off the bench, so that's never an easy situation.
Gillen again going to that same part of the court. Myrick took it this time. Shackelford still has to play the free ball. Hogue, Cartwright calling for it. Punches it over, just out. This place would have gone crazy had that ball landed in, but Mississippi State able to get the point.
Yeah, it felt like the crowd was already on their feet. Saw a couple of quick plays, and it was just wide.
And still quick hands from Cartwright to even get to that ball, but Mississippi State with their first lead, significant lead of the match, as Arthur looking for Fitzgerald. Gillen into the net, or just no, Razorback into the net.
Somebody was in the net.
Yeah.
I think Cartwright might have caught the net going up on the block on the left side pin.
So Arkansas a little less clean here to start set number 3 than they were in set 2. Back set, Cartwright pushed it over. Set up for Fitzgerald, off the net. Jackson going back to Cartwright, deep in the court. Myrick able to get to it. Mississippi State giving chase, cannot corral it. Point Razorbacks. And Mississippi State, the one thing that you can say about their defense today is they have been gritty.
Yeah, they really get after it. A lot of one-arm dives in the back of the court. I'm not sure that they've gotten any of those over yet, but it's felt close.
As a coach, though, you want your players to go after it, even if you can't get it back over. As Jackson, Arkansas started celebrating. Mississippi State continued the point, but they will call it an ace. That's the second of the match for Jackson. It draws Arkansas back within 1.
Arkansas doing a much better job behind the service lines in set 2 and set 3. Really aggressive, putting the Bulldogs in some tough situations.
Back set for Shackelford. Able to tool the... So Shackelford turning to the side. She thought she was able to tool the block, but instead got the pin before it got the hand. So it's a point for the Razorbacks. We're tied at 7.
You know, that one I did see, or at least I feel like I saw it, and I did see it hit the pin. Shackelford did not agree, but no challenge.
It was a big swing from Fitzgerald with a big ricochet. Gillen plays it over. Fitzgerald down line to her former teammate Hannah Hogue. Cartwright almost into the stands to get it. Arthur back set, Shackelford. Hogue keeps it alive. Jackson was there. Cartwright splits the defense. Point Razorbacks. They take an 8-7 lead.
Talked about the really strong right back defense from Mississippi State with Arthur, but Hogue doing a great job from right back, as she typically does. Had some big digs, and of course a great bump set from Jackson to Cartwright to put it away.
4-0 scoring run with Courtney Jackson on the service line. Shackelford went finesse. Cartwright also going tip. Shackelford able to track it down. Fitzgerald took a good rip. Arthur targeting Shackelford again. Jackson, Taylor head, puts it away. Point Razorbacks.
When that go set is in system for Arkansas, it's really unbeatable. It's so fast to the pin, and Head does a really nice job just picking it off at the exact right time, finding that little sliver of open court.
Arkansas turning it up, still hitting 0-53 as Jackson can't find the back corner. Gives the point back over to Mississippi State. That snaps a 5-0 scoring run. Amina Shackelford out of Sanford Lake, Florida, redshirt junior in her first year for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Oh, quick set middle, Pettis, Myrick able to get a hand on it. Fitzgerald rolls it over. Jousting at the net, put away by Williams. We're tied at 9. Oh, Mississippi State celebrated like they had the point, and Coach Darty Dennis immediately out to challenge. Didn't need any prompting from her players that time.
Yeah, Coach was not happy about that net violation call.
Not believe it. She is incensed with this call, and things have just not been going her team's way here inside Barnhill Arena this afternoon.
You know, in the moment, I really thought it was all ball. These are the times that I think we need to have it on the big screen for us all to see, because it was much clearer in that replay. So kudos to the down official.
I want to get the Hawkeye spot shot like they have for tennis.
Yeah, we need that.
Shackelford out of the back row, over hits that. Arkansas now with a 3-point advantage. Arkansas coming off of a season in which they were 21-19, trying to make it back-to-back NCAA tournaments as the ace from Jill Gillen extends the lead, or rather Maggie Cartwright on the service line. Arkansas trying to go back-to-back for the first time since 2012-2013. Arkansas working themselves back into the upper echelon of college volleyball, ranked 8th in the country. Orther, Shackelford, able to go through the block to side out.
Arkansas still keeping the pressure on the Bulldogs with those aggressive serves. So right now, the Bulldogs kind of just happy to get that ball up. Shackelford's in the back row, able to get a nice kill, but it's going to be really tough if you have to rely on your back row for those kills.
Back set, Pettis off the slide. Mississippi State ready and waiting for the roof.
Some big blocks this set. All 6 blocks have been, or pardon me, 5 of the 6 blocks have been in this third set. So, you know, when your hitting's not going quite like you want it to, just finding those different areas of the game to get some hope.
Hogue sliding into the last second to keep that play alive. Myrick. Orther going cross court for Schmidt. Blocked back, tracked down by Neal. Shackelford rolls it over. Hogue flying in. Play is still alive. Schmidt goes cross court. Hogue resets. Pettis out of the middle. Orther middle attack. Williams, Gillen able to catch it. Head rolls it over. A long point here in set number 3. Hogue looking for head. Finishes it. Point Razorbacks.
Some really good volleyball on both sides of the nets. We saw some crazy plays, some good defense from Orther, and a really nice set to Schmidt. I thought that ball was for sure down, but Jackson with some big digs, and of course, Head ultimately with that kill splitting the block.
Taylor Head back in double-digit kills, 12 for the day. Came in 5th in the conference, averaging just over 4 kills per set. Gillen gets 2 attempts, can't get the kill. Schmidt. How did Jackson get a hand underneath it? 2 Razorbacks on the floor, but it's a point for the Bulldogs.
Schmidt's really been impressing me on that left side. 8 kills, hitting over 350 as an outside hitter. Really impressive. Arkansas has been doing a nice job handling it, but she's really been bringing the power.
Schmidt has found a home in Starkville after transferring from Kansas. Played in just 8 matches for the Jayhawks a year ago, totaled 18 kills across the course of the season. Had 228 coming into today. She's been a primary part of this Bulldogs attack. Hogue middle, Pettis just inside. Ooh, well, from my vantage point, that looked in, but I don't make the calls.
We've seen a lot of contentious calls.
Now Jason Watson thought it was in Fins as the call is coming in. Well, the call is upheld. The ball was out. And so it will be a point for Mississippi State. And Jason Watson said they debated on giving the starters an extra day of rest this week because he thought they were really fatigued over the course of that road stretch. He said it was draining physically, emotionally. Wanted to see how his team handled coming back off of that. And Jill Gillen comes out of that replay and puts it away.
Good court awareness from Gillen. I mean, she's getting after it regardless, but middle blocker Williams in that left back position, not a position she typically plays. Gillen hits it right to her to get that kill.
22nd match of the year for Jill Gillen, where she's been 10 kills or more. Right into the face of Maggie Cartwright, another kill for Rebecca Walk.
Really nice swing. We talk about the middle blocker position a lot. It's really difficult to defend. The angles are just so much shorter, right? When you're in that wing digger defense, it's coming at your face so fast. It's just all you can do to just get your hands up and cover your face.
Gillen going with the finesse shot. Schmidt was able to get there in time. Hogue back to Gillen. Set behind her, couldn't make the adjustment. Point Mississippi State, and we're tied at 14. The Bulldogs not out of this thing at all. Hogue, back row attack coming from Head. Orther looking for Shackelford. Head again into the net, attack error as Mississippi State has battled back to take the lead. 15-14 here in set number 3. Bulldogs trying to take this thing to 4. They're on top by 1.
Negative this set, and I think a lot of it has to do with that big block.
Mississippi State had just 1 block through the first 2 sets. They've already recorded 5 here in set number 3 as Arkansas in scramble mode, miscommunication. Ball hits the court, another point for the Bulldogs.
And you know, that one doesn't really show up as a block on the stat sheet, but another block joust situation. Starts off with that really nice serve, of course, by Orther, forcing that overpass from Gillen.
Orther remaining on the service line. The redshirt senior out of Windermere, Florida. Started her career playing for the Penn State Nittany Lions before transferring to be part of this Mississippi State squad. Hogue looking for Gillen. Into the block. Point Mississippi State. That is the same rotation. It's been Walk and Shackelford that have been putting up that huge block on Joe Gillen.
All eyes are on Gillen right now, especially when you have that passers in serve receive. If you can hit a deep seam serve, you're pretty much gonna, a lot of the time, set yourself in a good position to make it easier on your blockers.
Ball to Gillen, makes the adjustment, cuts it tight, able to get the kill.
Nice heads-up play from Gillen.
11th kill of the match for Joe Gillen.
Doing something a little bit different. She's aware she has that double block that's been really successful. Maybe mix in another tool from her tool belt.
Shackelford goes over the top of the block. Jackson gets the pancake. Head rolls it over. Neal playing it up for Carly Schmidt. Jackson back set Gillen. Orther out of the middle. Walk has it blocked back. Schmidt through the defense. Arkansas gets there. Gillen into the double block again. Gillen pushes it down line. Ends the rally with the point.
Oh man, that tip down the line just speaks to Gillen's composure. You know, at least for a novice volleyball watcher, you might think, oh, you're getting blocked multiple times, that's not good. But especially as an outside hitter, sometimes you play it into the block just to give yourself another opportunity to get a good set and hit it again.
So you're basically recycling to work yourself a better opportunity.
Totally, especially if you're good enough. If you just push it up into the block, you can cover yourself, which we saw Gillen do a couple times, and give yourself another opportunity to get a better swing.
Arkansas back-to-back points to get it back within 1. Hogue line drive serve. Myrick was there, middle attack. Walk, it's pushed over. Evans gets the stuff to tie it at 17.
Don't typically see Evans a lot on the offensive side of the ball, but she really makes her presence known defensively, does a nice job, again, with those eye work, identifying who's getting the ball, and then once she's get there, pressing low and over the net.
A middle blocker was a point of emphasis this year after Arkansas lost both middle blockers off of last year's squad as Cartwright has it blocked back out of bounds. Arkansas retakes the lead. Mississippi State wants to call a timeout as they see their lead erased.
That is crazy, crazy, crazy talk. I would be super shocked if that doesn't happen this year. But certainly making her presence known regardless.
Taylor Head has been a phenomenal compliment to Joe Gillen. Led the team last year, 16 double-doubles, 14 this year. Put together a couple of career matches, 24 kills against number 12 Tennessee. Did it again against number 20 Kentucky 2 nights later. And then 24 digs against then number 1 Wisconsin back on August the 30th. Caitlin Vogrens, Dorian Kraft, happy to have you with us here as Arkansas taking on Mississippi State in this SEC Sunday battle. Razorbacks took the first 2 sets. Hogs took the first 26-24, the second 25-12. And they have an 18-17 lead here in set number 3 as Orther middle attack. Shackelford out of the middle that time. Neal playing it up for Schmidt. Blocked back! Arkansas with Cartwright with the denial.
Great block by Cartwright. Everybody knew where that ball was going. I like that choice from Gillen, making the first ball go to the setter. That way DS needs to set it. When you're bump setting, it's pretty obvious where it's going to go. Schmidt's a good player, but hits it into that big Razorback block.
The ace gets Arkansas to 20. Arkansas leaning into their specialty. Hannah Hogue just behind Joe Gillen in aces, second in the conference. And now Arkansas 5 points away from another sweep. Hogue plays it over. Orther back set for Shackelford, able to tool the block. Overpowers Gillen and the Bulldogs side out.
Shackelford with a big swing. Feels like when the Bulldogs need a big swing, Shackelford's typically a really good option. Already 8 kills so far.
Mississippi State trying to force a set number 4. Tough serve from Carly Schmidt. Cartwright push it in the back row. It's Fitzgerald as Hogue targeting Gillen off the top of the block. This time Myrick digs it out. Shackelford splits the block for the kill. Mississippi State within 1.
Again, in those big moments, Shackelford getting it done. Now that 9th kill puts her in the positives, hitting percentage-wise. Again, doing a nice job splitting the block, hitting high and over the block.
A service error. That was the issue for Mississippi State in set number 1. It cleaned that up in set 2. And another service error at a crucial moment for the Bulldogs. Gillen on the service line. Back set for Shackelford. Finds some space. Shackelford, the pinpoint accuracy for the kill.
Yeah, 3 in a row. Now she's leading her team with those big kills, 10 already.
10 kills for Shackelford on 32 attempts, hitting .062. She's seen a lot of swings in this match. Hogue back set. Cartwright went with the tip. Shackelford gets some love off of the net. And don't look now, but Mississippi State, we're tied at 21. Shackelford, her 5th match of the season with 10+ kills. Hogue going to Taylor Head off the top of the block. Undiggable ball, Razorback side out.
And that's that really fast set to the pin. You can tell the block was late, and Head is just able to hit it really hard into the block to get that deep, undiggable ball.
13th kill of the match for Head. Puts Courtney Jackson on the service line. This has been Arkansas's best rotation in terms of point scoring runs. It's 23-21. Mississippi State calling another timeout. Jackson with 2 service aces. Arkansas with 11 sweeps on the season. 5 of those have been in SEC play. Arkansas made that run earlier in the season, that unbeaten streak, where the majority of those wins were via the sweep. As Jackson with the line drive serve. Another ace, it's match point for the Razorbacks.
Again, Jackson still going after that front row outside hitter. You can tell the Bulldogs are trying to help a little bit, but when you have that pinpoint accuracy serve, it's hard to step in.
Jackson. Shackelford into the block. Fitzgerald able to get the touch as Mississippi State fights off match point. Nice swing by Fitzgerald to get the hands. Mississippi State still down 2. Shackelford handled by Head. Hogue. Pettis out of the middle. Point. Set. Match. Razorbacks.
What a fantastic way for the Razorbacks to end this match with a kill by Pettis. Her hitting percentage maybe not quite where it's been earlier this season, but she's gotten so many more sets, and it really speaks to the Arkansas's focus on getting their middles involved, because that makes it a whole lot easier for everyone else, and it makes it a whole lot easier to win some big volleyball games.
8th kill of the match for Sanaya.
Music by Mizu
और जी को के बर्बादी अब के बा बंदे के भूमि पर्वत पहाड़ गजा खाती सारी रात होके कितनो दिन तो ठंडे के जल्दी मान जा तू और नहीं ले आज भी हमको तो बढ़ाव जल्दी दे
सफरों राना बूझने में हर के परेशानी सारा धुआं धुआं हो जाला अपन दलानी
भगतन के भीड़ लगल बा
और दर्शन लोग पागल बा
खुशी नी जुनी रो मलक देवी के बाटे फलल लोगे आइल बाटे तो मंडे के
भंगिया तो है सिर्फ संडे के अब कोरे हमर इंतजार किस्म संडे के
ऋषभ रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो सिमरा।